What's up, everyone? So this is another daily dose. I've been moved to use the Oracle of Shadows and Light to start with those. Pick one and then read from the book, see what it's talking about. Oh, there's one that's like flipped over. Weird. The Witch of the End of the World, an important end and new beginning. I definitely feel like this is significant. I'm still going to shuffle, but I just wanted to show you that that one was flipped upside down, and I don't know why. But that's kind of where we are, right? We're still in this like limbo where things are still ending and the beginnings, you can see the beginnings. There's some things have started, but they're not quite on, like, you're not quite on the roll with it yet, you know? All right, here we go. Dried Flower Fairy, Sweet Memories. This is a number 11. And we're going to read what this one has to say. What's at the bottom? Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch, count your blessings. And this is a number 1. So we got 111. So I do believe that this is bringing in that new beginning. So it is all connected. It's like that card. They're showing me that card from actually this deck where it says In Between Worlds. And it's this flamingo. And she's like, the flamingo's like stepping out of the darkness. So half of the flamingo has a crown on and she's like got bright skies and all these things. And the other half is like still in the darkness and in the mud. All right, but let's read about this Dried Flower Fairy, Sweet Memories. All right, it's number 11. This darling little fairy just loves to collect memories and to treasure them, wearing them as garlands, their sweet faded fragrance reminding her of happy times. She helps you by collecting all your happy, sweet memories and keeping them from fading too. She has wings that resemble the wonderful monarch butterfly, which is renowned for the vast distances it can travel. So these memories may be of very long ago, down through the ages, but they are still able to fly to you and reach you with your message of love and sweetness wherever you currently find yourself. When you experience a difficult and challenging time, the dried flower fairy flies to your side to show you a moment that you had forgotten. And magically, the present moment transforms. You will always have her with you, most especially in the times when those sweet moments seem furthermost away. She will come to you and she will remain with you. Expect calls out of the blue, bumping into old friends, a photograph of a loved one, or a reminder of happiness coming to you in other sweet and serendipitous ways. The dried flower fairy speaks. Do you remember that time when you played with the fairies in the garden? Do you remember when your imaginary friend was more real than your own parents? What about the first time you ever noticed your shadow quivering in the light? Swam in the sparkling sea, held hands or exchanged glances with someone you liked more than just friends? When were you given a gift for no reason, hugged by a friend, had a perfect day, found messages from angels in the clouds? You seem to have forgotten all the precious moments, so I've been busy gathering them up for you. I now return them to you, so your sadness can be transformed. Let happiness, bliss, and gifts for no reason become possibilities you believe in again. When I see you smile and treasure a moment from the past in the present, I know my work has been done. Divination message. You may soon be experiencing little reminders of some of the sweetest, most fun, and uplifting times in your life. The kind that have no great significance historically, but in the story that is your life, they are pivotal moments. It could be seeing a rainbow, a star shining bright, or a photograph of your father holding you closely in his arms, or receiving the knowledge and sudden realization that something you did made a large and meaningful difference to someone else's life. You have so many jewels. It's time to sift through the precious moments in memory, and by honoring these and feeling them again, change the present for the better. The magic of your sweetest memories will be worked into the present moment, and your current struggle will momentarily relieved, and that transcendent feeling of being one with all that is will return, giving you the strength to go on and do what must be done. So I kept wanting to cry while I was reading this, and I was holding back. So maybe that's kind of what is going on there, because it does feel like a heaviness. And I know, like, you know, a lot of times, like, I'm, let's see. I am an embodiment of love. This is an embodiment of love. This was actually on top of the deck when I picked it up. I am manifesting from the 5D. Need to cleanse your energy. It's still this letting go, okay? I feel like yeah, it's okay to be different. It's okay to know that you deserve the best. Even if people judge you for it. Even if you're allowed to dream big. You're allowed to go for, and you hear my phone? You're allowed to go for everything people say that you can't do. Just know that when you start to do these things, not everybody's going to be rooting for you. And the ones that are going to be the least helpful will surprise you, because they may be the ones you thought were closest to you, or your biggest supporter. I feel like there's been some sort of awareness of, like, the fact that people aren't who they've said they were. People aren't who you thought they were. And it's heartbreaking. I feel like that's kind of why I wanted to cry while I was reading that passage. Because you aren't alone. And even though the journey may be a little bit like there's like this dip in the journey or something, I don't really know. And maybe you're experiencing a period in your life where you don't really feel that all connected to any physical being. But know that you are still highly protected and connected. I feel like these happy thoughts that the card was like saying, that, these fairies, these memories are going to be coming to us as reminders that everything we've just experienced, meaning in this old life that we're letting go, like not all of it was worth forgetting. And we can still like have these happy memories with people or of people, but still know that it's just not right to be, they don't deserve the same access that they did possibly like when that memory was made. It hasn't been the easiest for me to let go of but I don't want chaos in my life. I don't want, I got an email from someone suggesting that I should make a video about how I was when I met my twin flame, and she was asking like, was I overly emotional or whatever? And when I met my twin flame, I didn't even know anything about twin flames. And when I met him, I've shared it on here before. It was a completely magical moment. Like our eyes locked and there was what felt like an earthquake. Like I just remember leaning back on my desk and so that I wouldn't fall over. Like there was like I was literally shaking. Everything was shaking and I was seeing things shaking and feeling the ground shaking until he turned the corner and we were no longer eye locked. And I remember looking around and I was so confused because nothing was out of order and nobody was saying anything like, oh my God, can you believe that just happened? And because I live in Florida and we don't have earthquakes here. And when how I found out about twin flames was it just like popped up like a video. It was always popping up on my page, whatever, my suggested page or whatever, for you page or whatever it's called, I don't know, on YouTube. And it was signs of something, or something about your twin flame or something like that. I don't remember what it was. It could have even been Aries and twin flame or something like that, but it would always say twin flame, but I had no idea what a twin flame was, so I never clicked on it. And I didn't even know they did horoscopes or zodiac signs, tarot card readings on YouTube. And around that time that I met him, it was after I met him because that happened, and then everything weird started happening in my life. I just started really changing, and people were dying, and just all kinds of craziness was happening in my life. And before I met him, and then after I met him, and just all these changes started happening within me, as well. I didn't like know about twin flames and then just decide somebody was my twin flame. Like, I met him and my whole life turned upside down, and very supernatural things started happening in my life. And I started seeing the world differently. I started telepathically communicating with him. I mean, it was just fucking crazy. And forget about it after we kissed. Like when the first time we kissed, it was beyond, it was just crazy. I mean, we were like lifted up, and like there was just stuff swirling around us. It was, and I couldn't walk straight. And he didn't even like laugh at me. I just remember he just like pulled my shirt. So I came back over by him, and I didn't walk into the wall that I was headed towards. I mean, we didn't have to speak to each other because we realized we weren't, we were having a conversation and we weren't even talking. We didn't have to try. It just happened. And it was beyond words. And both of us pretended like it wasn't happening until one day we talked about it. And nothing was the same in our relationship after that. It was better. And we were going to be together. Like, didn't even care anymore. what anybody had to say about it. And that's when he passed away. And it's been I don't even know what it's been. But I've been trying to make sense of it all. But the thing is that it doesn't make sense. Like, none of the things that happen make sense. And people were mean to me. People were really, really mean. And a lot of terrible things were said about me. And I just have stayed silent about it. You know, because, not because I've just stayed silent because at first I was ashamed. And I was insecure. But I've done so much. And I focus on myself, you know. It was my fault, you know. I was acting a way where, you know, my business got put out there, you know, and but I own who I am. I own who I was. I own who I've been, and I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I don't have to justify what I've done. I don't have to brag about what I know and what I don't know. What I do is what I feel like I'm moved to do, what I'm guided to do. I've forgiven a lot of people who will probably never have enough guts to acknowledge, to me anyway, that they feel bad or that they don't feel bad. Some of them don't even fucking feel bad. And that's fine. I've forgiven you because I don't want it to bother me anymore. It's not. I don't have to do anything to retaliate or defend myself because I am who I am. I don't come on here and share my experience, strength, and hope. Like, I'm not just sitting over here making up shit. Like, this is my fucking life. This is real fucking life. And I keep it simple because that's the way I am. I could go all deep on you and talk all philosophically and get like real wordy, but that's not me. It doesn't mean I can't understand that, but that's not me to talk like that. Divine timing is at play. I'm learning to stand up for myself, and I'm attracting my moon knot. I can love people. I can miss people. I can even want to see them. But still not let them back in my life because I know that I know where or just not allow them to have the same access. You know what I'm saying? Some people won't ever have access to me again. And if you're there, you know why you earned it. And I don't have to come tell you because you know. And I know. And God knows. So why the fuck do I got to do anything about it? I don't know how we start talking about this, and I don't even know if I'm going to post it, but I do feel lighter. I feel like whatever I said I needed to say. I love you guys. Whether you watch me and I just love you guys. And I'll see you soon.